All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. We're going to be going over Facebook ads and how to be successful in running them, engaging, and converting. So go ahead and let me know that we are ready to go. If you want to log in and do this with me, that'd be great. All right. So let me know where you're coming in from. Let's give it a quick minute. Anyone's got any questions before we get started, go ahead and let me know. We're going to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's a lot of ugliness in Facebook ads, but there's a lot of great stuff as well. And so I want to make sure, let me move my camera. I feel like it's a little off. There we go. All right, Aaron, your order, excuse me, was sent, and I think it should be in the mail today. And I'm talking about presentation booklets for the expired listings. So Aaron, that should, I believe, in the mail today. And in fact, you know what? I forgot to bring up the Mastermind group, because somebody from Lake Norman Realty just made a post, and it relates to what we're going to talk about today. So Mindy Delano was nice enough to let us know. I put together this quick landing page yesterday and included how to downsize guide with it. I've already gotten a few leads by posting it directly to Facebook groups, no ad spend. That is absolutely awesome. And in fact, in the comments, she posted a picture, I believe. Let me see. All right. I love Facebook ads, but I love free too. So you can get into the Mastermind group. Check this out. Definitely cool. And if Mindy can do it, did you do this through losing to leads? Goodness gracious almighty. Some people kill me now. Losing to leads? Come on, people. Listings to leads. Goodness gracious. Here's the landing page itself. So yeah, this is a custom landing page. Send me the guide, name, email, phone number. Boom. Awesome. And again, if Mindy can do it, I think any of you can do that. That's awesome. I love it. All right, but we're not talking about that. We are going to talk about Facebook ads. And I'm going to bring up some examples of Facebook ads, just some things I look around. I'm just checking. And so we're just going to, excuse me. Oh, goodness gracious. Some examples of Facebook ads people are running. Here we got a free list of foreclosed and short sale homes for sale in bank repo. It's a little odd, but $5 per lead. She's got a custom image. Probably looks like she may have gotten this from Chat GPT or maybe Nano Banano. Bank repossessions, price to sell. Get exclusive deals on repossessed homes. Find out more. Got another example here of an ad. This is for a custom list of homes for sale at the agent's website. So they're using their IDX link to their IDX agent website. And I'll show you how to do that today in listings to leads. Not losing to leads, listings to leads. And so here we got, take screenshots. You want to take a screenshot of anything, maybe later get into the Mastermind group, ask me to post one of these. Some of them are in the Mastermind group, and I'll show you that too. South Lake Luxury Living, starting at $500,000. Explore homes in DFW's most sought after communities. Got a picture of a property there. South Lake Homes from $500,000, $6 per lead. Pretty darn good. This agent running an ad for the expired PDF guide. Expired listing that failed to sell. Now what? You're not alone. Find out what went wrong and why a cash sale might be the fastest path forward. Get the free guide. All right. $722 budget, $7 a lead. So that's probably, in fact, I know it is, an ad that he or she has been extending just because it's doing so well. And that's one of the things I want to make sure that we talk about. Two things related, two sides of the same coin. One, if you've got an ad that's performing badly, like for example, I'm running an ad right now for my wife, who's a mortgage broker. Awful, just awful. Average cost per lead is a downsizing. And average cost per lead is like in the $11 to $12 range. And she's looking to get potentially a seller, a buyer to refer to one of her agent partners, and then the loan. So 3 transactions. But the cost per lead was too high. So I just ended it. I got a different image to try, and I'm going to run it again. The other thing is how to extend an ad that's doing really well. So if we got an ad that's doing really well, like this ad right here, this ad has been running for over 6 months. 6 months. And they just keep extending it. And it's at $2.61 a lead. And it's just new build townhouse bungalows for sale in Elmira. Experience modern main floor living in Elmira's newest new build townhouse bungalows. Closings are set for 2026, giving you time to plan your move. So yeah, this has been running since like October 2026, I think. Maybe a little bit, maybe August. So it's over 6 months. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. I love it. Here's another example of a client running a IDX custom ad. Again, using listings to leads. So he's got his IDX link to his agent website. And here we're talking about Redondo Beach. So cost per lead is $6.70, which is phenomenal, right? That's Los Angeles. Buy a home in Redondo Beach as low as $539. Download a list of lowest price homes in Redondo Beach. Click below for the free information. We'll get to this a little bit later. Here's another ad. I'm going to show you the top and the bottom because the top was a little bit long, wouldn't fit very nicely into one screenshot. This is get a full cash offer without listing your home. Most homeowners who want a cash offer are only getting lowball blind investor bids. Talking about cash offer, close in as little as 21 to 30 days. Here is the image that he's using. I'm assuming that's probably an image of him, right? Full market cash offer without listing your home. All right, boom, bada bing, close in 21 days, no repairs, no showings. So it says full market cash offer, and then it says get a fair market cash offer. So I'm not sure what the difference is. This ad also has been running for like 4 months. So at thousands of dollars spent. And I know they were in a Facebook group and they were talking about how good it was doing for them. So that's another good ad. Here is a cash offer, $22 per lead. Give me a second. There we go. So want to sell your house fast, but worried about getting a bad deal. Cash offers are great. No staging, no repairs, no waiting, but you shouldn't have to settle for less than you deserve. And it's got a little cash offer there and $22 per lead. And these are all Facebook lead ads. So all of these ads I'm showing you are collecting 5 to 6 points of contact, name, email, phone number, plus the leads response to the custom questions that I'll be walking you through. We got default questions. You can edit them. Let me slide this over. There's a few more. Here's another cash offer, $783 a lead. We'll buy your house We'll buy your house for cash fast in iBuyer. I'm not sure what that means, but they're getting good leads. Whether you're facing financial challenges, relocating, downsizing, or need to sell your home quickly, let's get a fast cash offer today to sell your home in no time. Click to get a free and fair offer for your home immediately. And they're using a little stock image photo, it looks like, of a home. We'll buy your house for cash fast, $783 a lead. Here's another one. I think this one, again, this has also been running since December. Over $6,000 spent on this one ad right here. Another, should you sell your home fast for cash? I didn't realize there's so many ads for the fast cash offer. Download our free report and discover all the helpful information you need to make a best choice, pros and cons, listing versus selling to a cash home buyer. Which route is quicker? Put more cash in your pocket, less hassle. Click below for the free information. It looks like they went and got a Google map of homes for sale in the area. That might have been from a CMA program. That might have been from their MLS. I'm not sure. Maybe from their IDX, the image. But the ad running through listings to leads. Now, here's a couple of bad ads. And I like to show these because I want you to know, again, what makes a bad ad? What makes a good ad, right? Sometimes it's impossible to know until we actually run it. But there are a few pro tips I'm going to give you on what is probably going to be a bad ad, i.e. too much per lead. The problem with this video, and this is from a really good client, but a client of ours for a decade. It's like from a super top producer, again, been a client of Listing to Leads for a long time. Normally, he does great with his ads. So normally he's on $3 to $4 on the buyer, $8 to $12 on the seller leads. This one, $38 per lead. It's like almost $40. That's no good. Why? Because he used a video that is essentially a video walkthrough of the property. Normally he's doing image ads. This time he was just trying out to do a video. And why would someone need to click your ad if you're just going to show them the whole property? That's why I don't like doing video. Video can be phenomenal. All right. Even for a listing, a video can be great. But if you're going to show the entire property, why are they clicking the ad? There's no need for them to click the ad. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Here's another bad ad. And the reason this one was bad, in fact, I'm going to show you in the mastermind group, dark images, especially of the home, are no good. I'm going to show you one where he was at about $11 to $12 a lead. I changed the photos. He's now at under $2 a lead. $11 to $2 a lead, all because I changed the photo. He had a really dark photo similar to this. At least his photo was of the home, but it was just that dark kind of a photo. No good at all. So I'm going to talk about that today as well. Here is another ad that did not do well. And this one, now the text in the ad was like the entire property description times 3. The text in the ad was like 3 times what you're seeing on the screen, right? I couldn't even include it because then the ad would be so small you wouldn't be able to see it. Similar to the video, $75 a lead. That is nuts. There's no excuse for that. That's awful. So save the description for the property website. All right. Put that in the property website. Put that in the property description. All right. Yeah. If you run an ad for 7 days and only got 2 leads, woo, what's your cost per lead? Man, if your cost per lead, but again, I'm going to be talking about this. If your cost per lead is too high, stop the ad. Just stop the ad and rerun it. Okay. Sometimes it's the algorithm, and sometimes it's what you did to the ad. All right. Yeah. Without seeing the ad or anything, it's hard to tell. Here's another one, $24 per lead. All right. And it starts off with, look at that, April 4 at 1P, 3P. What is this code? Like, we know what he's talking about because we're real estate agents. The average person, what are you making me, like, do I have to guess what's going on here? Speak English. Okay. What if you're going for Spanish speaking people? My point is, don't abbreviate, leave the industry lingo out of your ads. We are talking to people. Okay. So when you start off an ad with April 4th at 1P, 3P, and then the other thing here I didn't like is the image of the home is weird. I don't know if that's a barn or what, or something from a fairy tale. It's just a really odd image of the home. I think they could probably do better. Okay. So yeah, leave the lingo, leave the industry jargon, leave that at the door. And let me see here. What do we got? Downsizing. So here's a good one. $12.50 for a seller ad. Downsizing guide for homeowners. That's just the default. And this one, so this was for a listing. $50 budget, $8, 8 leads, fixed 24 per lead. And she got, check this out, name, email, phone number, and 2 of the custom questions. What's your time frame? Oh, this is for a pending. This was for a pending listing. All right. So for a pending listing, when you click the ad, what is your time frame to sell? Right? 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 plus, and just thinking. And then the second question, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? 7 of 8 people said yes to that. It's ridiculous. That is so awesome. And these are seller leads at $6.24 per lead. And not only did she get name, email, and phone number, she also got their time frame to sell, but even better, would you sell at the right price? 7 of 8 people said yes to that. And this is where the follow-up is so powerful, because now when this agent's going to follow up with these people, what is she going to do? She's going to say, thank you for clicking on my ad for the pending listing at 123 Main Street. I saw you might be open to looking at an offer if you got the right price for your home. What price are you thinking? I wouldn't even ask the home address yet. I would just say, what price are you thinking? Whether it's text, whether it's email, whether it's a phone call, I'm leaving a voicemail, I'm talking to them. That's what I'm going to lead with. All right. Thank you for checking out my pending listing at 123 Main Street. I saw that you might be open to looking at an offer if you got the right price for your home. What price are you thinking? That's it. Because I want them to, I don't even want to ask for their address yet. All they want to do is get that number, because once they give me that number, now they're going to be more open to giving me the property, because now I got to know the property. And then once they give me the property address, what am I going to do? I'm going to ask, when do you have 5 minutes for me to come over and take a quick look at your home to see if it's something that either A, that I've got a buyer that would possibly pay that, and or if that's a good price for your home if you're thinking about selling at some point. Does that make sense? All right. Yes. And I do request a phone number. They have to confirm the code via text, and we confirm that can be as Y. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that could be. Yep. If you just do it the way I show you, typically you'll be good to go. All right. And like I said, if we ever have, and I'll show you how to do that, if we have an ad that's performing badly, just turn it off and then look at that ad and go, does it look good? Maybe it's just the algorithm. Typically, if you just run these ads as they are, you typically are going to do really well. So sometimes it's just the algorithm, or sometimes the algorithm is just no good, but sometimes it's the image. Sometimes it's the text. Sometimes you went in there and you added 2 to 3 more locations. You did the radius instead of 15 to 50. You got a budget that's too low. So now Facebook really has no gas in that engine. So you're just really running on fumes. And so that's not going to help at all. Sometimes you change up the description too much. And now, to you, it makes sense, but to nobody else, it makes sense. If you leave our ads as close to what they are, you're typically going to do pretty well. Now, you can customize anything you want. And I really encourage it, because you may be in another Facebook group. You may have a coach. You may want to just try something. And I love it. I love people, right? Try things out, but try to make sure that you're looking at any of these edits that you're making and thinking to yourself, is that a good edit or a bad edit? Is it confusing or is it clear? Does it make sense to my target audience or does it not? And sometimes everything's going to look phenomenal and it's still going to be a stinker. You just never really know. All right. All right. Yeah. Marisol, you know what? 85% of the time we get good phone numbers. So when you say I've done that before, but they don't provide correct information, nah, I mean, the only time would agree with that is if you're just spending way too little. 80 to 85% of the phone numbers are good phone numbers. All right. And that's system wide. I run ads for people. So I see it specifically. Every so often somebody will, they come along, oh, yeah, all the phone numbers are bad. The phone number, no. Maybe you got one ad somewhere or you're in a weird location maybe, but system wide, 80 to 85% of the phone numbers and emails are good. I see the numbers and I also spot check. All right, so we're going to do a couple of different things here. We're going to do a listing for sale, a listing that is pending sold. Then we'll do a PDF guide. Then if somebody's got a website, put your website in. And if you got an IDX, make sure it's an IDX website. And I'll show you how to do a custom list of homes for sale. Why is 15-mile radius better than 50? Because especially if you're in a metropolitan area and you do 50 and now your audience it goes from X to 3X and you don't increase your budget, the audience is too big for your budget. So if you increase from 15 to 50 or you add locations, you got to double your budget. Okay. You got to just put a lot more money, not a lot, but you got to put more money into it. Yeah. Think about, right. You got audience size and you got budget, and they have to work together in the sense of, if I do $10 a day, which is what I recommend, right? A lot of you are doing 5 and you're wondering why it's not doing great. So starting off, $10 a day, one location at 15 miles. Now, if I'm going to go from 15 to 50, you might want to do $20 a day. If I'm going to go add in Folsom, but because I'm looking for out of area buyers, I do Los Angeles. I just took my audience from like 500,000 to 5 million. And if my budget is not going to go like to 20 or $30 a day, your budget is too small for the audience size. Okay. I hope that makes some sense. All right. So when you got a listing in your account, and I'm going to I'll do my just listed, click market listing, Facebook and Instagram ads. And I would say, get good at the basics first before you start trying. Oh, let me add more locations, see how that works. Let me do this, see how this works. Just get good at running ads consistently, following up consistently, generating and engaging leads consistently, then start messing around, because otherwise you're going to blow your budget. All right. Yeah. I'll look at new construction as well. Yeah. In fact, we do a whole webinar on new construction actually, but if we got time, we'll definitely do that. All right. So this is so drop dead easy. Check this out. Location. Yes. Perfect. It's going to autofill based on the listing. 15 miles, leave those alone 99% of the time. Lifetime budget of $35. All right. Like I said, $10 a day. It's going to go for 1 week. Change template, change image if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. All I got to do is click create ad. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is we want to make sure, see these photos on the right-hand side? Those are perfect. Front of the house, living room, kitchen, and then the backyard. That is a perfect template. Those are perfect images. And I'm going to show you how to make sure that you do that so that you don't have to think about it. So give me a second here. Let me show you. Let's take a look at what the ad is going to look like. So if I go view, once it goes back to that space, there's a little view button. For a brand new ad that you just did, it's going to take maybe a minute or two for it to be live. But let's take a look at this one. Show ad. And hopefully I did not click through it yet. So I'm just going to scroll down. You have about 3 to 4 posts down. There we go. So here's the ad. All right. So what happens? People click it. And here we go. What's your time frame to buy? 3 to 6 months. Do you have a home to sell? Yes. Now, again, these are for buy leads. Now check this out. This is a new question. We just added this recently. And these are the 3 default questions. I didn't have to do anything. What would be most helpful right now? Homes in my price range, estimated monthly payments for this home, first time buyer down payment help, best areas or neighborhoods. And if I scroll down a little bit more, new listings and price drop. So when I select this, you and your lead notification, you're going to see in the email, in your CRM, if you get that connected, and listings to leads on the lead detail page, you're going to see those 3 questions, right, listed out, and you're going to see what they replied. And so for sure, now what is your time frame to buy? If they say just dreaming, typically that means they are a first-time home buyer. They don't know the home selling or home buying process. And so it could be anywhere from 1 month, 3 months, 6, you have no idea. So that you're going to find that out in the follow-up. In fact, if you see just dreaming, you might even ask, are you a first-time home buyer? Would you like down payment assistance information? Follow that path. So the just dreaming, right? Just dreaming. Again, that usually means they're a first-time home buyer. All right. The second question, do you have a home to sell? I see, it depends on the listing. If it's a really low-end listing for first-time home buyers, then the number of yeses to this one are going to be pretty low. But if it's in the middle, upper middle range of your area, you'll see more yeses because those are more move up or maybe downsizing. So do you have a home to sell? All right, that's awesome. If they say yes, that is phenomenal. In my follow-up, right, at the appropriate time, I will ask, oh, I see you have a home to sell. Are you looking to buy and sell in the same area? Where is your home at? Are you thinking about buying and selling together? So it gives me more follow-up, right? More ways to engage and add value in my follow-up with these leads. And then the third question, what would be most helpful right now? I don't care what they ask, what they put. They want estimated monthly payments for this home? Phenomenal. I'm gonna mention it and I'll get it to them. They want to see more homes in my price range. Great. What's your price range? First time home buyer down payment help? Awesome. You're a first time home buyer. Congratulations on making the decision to buying a home. It's going to be much better financially than renting for most people, and go down that route. Best areas or neighborhoods. All right. I see you're interested in the best areas or neighborhoods. Let me just find out a little bit more information about you so that we can make sure to get you in the best area. Do you like to golf? Do you like to boat? Do you have kids in school? Where do you work? What are the kind of what kind of property, single family home or a condo? And then I can put together the best list for you based on your life situation. So these 3 questions, you want to make sure that your follow-up relates to that. Continue, name, email, and phone number. Continue, submit, just standard Facebook stuff right here. View listing. So look at that. Automatically, you didn't have to do anything. It's just absolutely perfect. So back in listings to leads, let me just show you. Let me just delete that. Let me archive that. And let me turn this off. Now there's 2 things while we're here. And these are true for all listings. Give it a second here. Go back to my ad. Let me turn that off. All right. Number 1, AI text follow-up. If your CRM does not have AI text follow-up, you want to make sure that you turn this on. It's $50 a month for up to 50 leads. Perfect place to start. It's like $1 a conversation. And what this will do is when a lead is generated, it will hit the phone number. It will let you know it's engaged with the lead. So you'll know immediately, you'll know right away. All right, we've engaged. Now, if it's a bad phone number, it will let you know. If it's a landline, it will let you know. So it knows good sell, bad sell, or landline. And you'll know right in the first email which one of those 3 it was. Then every time the lead responds, you're going to get another email. And the email will tell you exactly what the question was, what the lead responded with. At all times from the email that you get from listings to leads, you can tap on the email. It'll open up the lead record in listings to leads. If you want to turn it off, if you want to take it over, right, whatever, you can see the entire history right there in a quick glance. You still want to make sure you are following up with these leads. That's where most people, when most people say the leads are no good, what they mean is my follow-up sucks. That's really what they mean. They mean my follow-up is no good, or just that they have unrealistic expectations. You should definitely be positive ROI with Facebook ads. But again, one of the big problems is people spend way too little money on the ads. And that's why, again, you want to be at least $10 a day for the buyer ads. For the seller ads, minimum of $15 a day. All right. So if it's anything for seller leads, $15 a day minimum. For buyer leads, $10 a day minimum. And I know people that do $20 a day, $30 a day. Why? Because they know if I can generate anywhere from 5 to 10 leads a day, pretty much every day I'm having a conversation with somebody if I'm watching my cost per lead. Now check this out. If the cost per lead is no good, you saw how I turn that off? Just turn it off and redo it. Okay. So I can turn ads on and off. You've got the power, all right? You've got the power to turn these off. Don't let an ad waste all your money. If it's coming in for a listing that's for sale, the average cost system wide is in the $3 range. In the $3 range for listings for sale, yours or borrowed. So if you're at $7, $8, $9, turn it off. Turn it off. All right. And then look, is my text good? Is my image good? Did I change some setting? Then I'll show you an example of that again with another client, right? He went in there, custom audience, this and that. And he's like in the $20 range. And it's, dude, what are you doing? Stop. The Facebook algorithm will do its thing. You just have to make sure you've got enough budget for it to do its thing. Now, here's the other thing. Remember I showed you all those ads that did really well? And I mentioned some of them have been running for 6 months. For 6 months, they've been running. When I've got an ad that is doing really well, there's a little edit icon, right? See that little edit? Click it, and it will pop up. I'm going to scroll down to budget. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to increase the budget. So I'm going to say, you know what? I want it to run for another week. So 140, because it's 70 that it already spent, because think of it as total budget. So it's already spent whatever it spent. And now I want to increase it again. And I'm going to increase the ending date to the week after. So to the 29th, and just hit update. And then that way the ad won't lose the algorithm that it's on. Again, I mentioned this earlier. Typically 70% of the time, 70 to maybe 80% of the time, if all I do is just turn the ad off and run it as new, it does just fine. Once or twice I've had to do it again. So I remember one time I ran an ad, it was like coming in like $12 a lead when it should have been in the $3 to $4 range. So $12, I turned it off, reran it. It got down to $9. What the? Turn it off, reran it. Now it got down to the $4 to $5 range. A little bit, still like $1 higher. Whatever. I can't, the averages are averages. All right. In between, for buyer leads, I'm looking at the $3 to $5 range, Texas, New York, Southern California, right? Some big areas like that, maybe Chicago. You're looking at $6 to $7 a range for average cost per lead. But system wide around the country, the $3 range, right? Now, open houses can be in the $4s. I don't know why open houses are always a little bit like they're always like $1 to $1.50 more than the coming soon, just listed, and active listings, whatever that's worth. Okay, let's go back here. Let me turn that off. Let's go do a pending listing or just sold. And so we'll do just sold listing agent. Click market listing. Now, one thing I want to mention real quickly about listings, always do this once, click edit, photos, and drag and drop the top 4 photos. And by top 4, front of the home, kitchen, living area or dining area, and then maybe the back of the house or another feature. I want the top 4 photos to be the first 4 photos. The e-flyers, the print flyers, the ads, the posts, the buyer experience, looking at your marketing, all of that will be enhanced if I do that. Otherwise, you're forcing people front of the house, front of the house, front of the house, front of the house, kitchen, living, and it's just annoying. It's very annoying to most people, and it makes your marketing look odd. So one of the first things you should always do when you got your listing inside of listings to leads, click edit photos and just drag and drop. Now, if you are on our new system, so we've launched a new platform, listings to leads, right? It's just a new code base. We're moving everybody over to it in a few weeks. If you're on the new platform, things are going to look just a little bit different, but you should be just fine because we try to keep it as close as possible to the current system. But the reason I mention this is if you got any problems, get with Vince, ask support for whatever help you need, but following along with what I'm doing here should be just fine for you. But I just want you to recognize you that it may just look a little bit different, but more or less it should be, oh yeah, okay, great. The photos are more or less where he said they were. And it works pretty much more or less the same way. But we're updating it, we're upgrading it, and we're going to do a lot more development. It's a lot better. It's faster. It's better. We're making some final tweaks to it to make sure we're dialed in, and then we're going to be moving everybody else over to it. So I just wanted to say that. All right. So photos. So let's go back to market listing, Facebook and Instagram ads. And the work area will pop up eventually. I don't know why we got stuck like that, but regardless. So again, right location, and especially for seller leads, there's never a reason to start extending, especially like for a pending or sold. So leave it, radius 15, lifetime, budget. Remember what I said? $15 a day. So 7 times 15, I believe, is $105. If I'm wrong, that's fine, but make sure you got your math right. Start end date in 1 week. Change template. So here I can change the color, and you can do this on, again, just listed on all of these. Change image or video. If I got a custom image, but I'm telling you this image right here, the large image on top or to the side with the other 3 thumbnails is the best. So yeah, that template, the best performing ads typically are with our default images, especially for listings. All right. I can retarget. I can go to a custom audience. Only do that if you got it. If you start retargeting, going to a custom audience, that's a completely different animal than just going after leads. All right. If you're trying to generate leads, leave these off. All right. Leave it off. Now, you can retarget, you can go after a custom audience. That's a whole different thing, which is fine. But then you're going to be running 2 ads because retargeting is just putting it in front of people that are already connected to you. So you're not really generating, you can engage those people, and there's a complete strategy for that. But for just generating leads, new people into your system, leave that off. Hit create ad. And that's it. Don't feel the need to overcomplicate this. You really don't have to. Most people, they love to come in. I shouldn't say that's not true at all. Some people like to come in here, start messing around, start changing everything up because we've been doing this for like over 10 years. We have optimized this for Facebook. All right. I think we got one of the lowest cost per leads, especially when you consider you're not just getting name, email, and phone number, you're getting the answers to 3 custom questions. So let me show you this one. So for a seller ad, again, right, see that view button right there? Click on that view, click show ad. So it pops over to Facebook, click the blue show ad button. Is everybody good so far? Everybody, are you getting this? Scroll down 3 or 4 posts. There we go. So here's our ad for just sold, and check that out. What's your time frame to sell? 1 to 3 months, whatever. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? Maybe. Remember that one screenshot I showed you where she got 7 of 8 people? Another client, he got, that was fun. I mean, that's ridiculous. Another client, he got 8 of 17. So he got 17 seller leads from an ad, and he had 7 people say yes to that. And then check this out. See how my 100-point home marketing plan works for your home. And I see people getting this response. Yes, and please customize for my home. Would you know what to do? Let me know. Would you know what to do if these were the replies that you got? If they said yes to selling in the next 1 to 3 months, and if they said yes to customizing your 100-point home marketing plan for their home, would you know what to do? Aaron, you should know what to do for sure. I don't know if anybody else here, I don't see the people's names, but Aaron, you should know, right? Especially because you got John Summers in your office. You add their listing, you add their home to your account as status listing presentation. You create the flip book, you create the PDF that you can print and mail featuring their home all the way throughout it. So when you are generating leads, you're not just getting name, email, and phone number. You're getting the replies to the 3 questions in addition to it. So I'm going to run the ad one more time. Now we're going to try to get into a couple of other ad types, because I want to show you those custom questions. They're so easy to do. Check this out, right? Create ad like we were doing before. And this is for all ads, new construction, PDF guides, landing pages, all of it. So create ad, right? Folsom, California, everything, right? $105 because it's a seller. And then you see where it says advanced options, turn it on, create new form. So there's that green button, create new form, click it. And you see where it says form questions, open that up. So here we got name, email, phone number. What is your time frame to sell? Curious what your home could sell for right now. See how my 100 plus point home marketing plan works for your home. Those 3 questions are by default. There are some other phenomenal questions here. Now, I don't want to add more, but I will swap. So if I want to change, so for example, curious what your home could sell for right now. If I want to change it to the other one that we saw, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months? I turn one off and I turn one on. Only because I don't want to fill up too many questions here. The more questions that we have, we're going to lose people. Now, 3 questions, I was shocked, did not change the cost per lead. Not that I could see. I've been doing this for forever. We added the questions in last year, and I was playing around with them. And I started with 1 question, then I went to 2 questions, I went to 3 questions, and the average cost per lead never changed. So I was like, damn. I even saw one person, they did 5 questions. Now, again, this falls under the editing things up. So if I start adding more questions and then I see my cost per lead skyrockets, it's on me because I added in more questions instead of just swapping out questions. The goal of these questions is to find something they say yes to. All right. The goal is to find something that they will say yes to. Why? Or at least give us more information for follow-up, like your time frame to sell. Why? Because now I got better follow-up. Because if they say yes, they would sell in the next 1 to 3 months if they got the right price. Oh my God, your follow-up just 2 to 3x if you address it in the follow-up. If they say yes to the 100-point home marketing plan, your follow-up is going to be 2 to 3x greater, your engagement, your conversion, because now you're going to be giving them things that they value. Oh, I'm sorry. I just went through all that. So I'm sorry, form questions, right? So let me do that again. So we got the default, right? Again, we can change them out like this. And then when you're good with it, hit create form. and then just close advanced options and then create ad. No, never traffic. No, no, you don't even change it. Just whatever is the default, leave it. Yeah, just leave it. Don't start changing that stuff. All right. So let's go to landing pages. Now, somebody asked about new construction. This is phenomenal. So check this out. New construction, marketing tools. And then I'll do the cash offer, and then I'll do the IDX. So I might be a little bit over. I apologize. I know I talk too much. But so here's new construction. Now, real quick tip on new construction. If you go to our YouTube channel, right, search new construction or just go to listings with LISTINGSTO leads.com/new construction. You're going to see our new construction module. Okay. I talk about adding, if you got a new construction unit, like a single family home, maybe there's a development and marketing a home from that development or a condo from that development is awesome. Now you can also market the entire project. So I could market Whitney Oaks, right? Maybe Whitney Oaks is a new subdivision, all new construction homes. So I could market the Whitney Oaks development. There's a number of ways of doing that. But in this new construction here, right? Attention home buyers, free report, pros and cons of buying new construction, lead ads. Now, because it's not a listing, I got to add the location. So Folsom, California, right? I'm going to leave radius alone unless I want to really add more budget. If I were to go to 50 thinking, ooh, normally I would have done 70, but because now I just doubled my audience, I'm going to have to do 140. And you know, you're going to be just fine leaving it at 15. All right. When you tap out of that entire audience, then you can expand it. But I would just leave it as is in the beginning, especially. And again, I can change the text. I can change the image, start end date. Now, let me show you something. So this is key. Pay attention, please, especially for new construction and some other items. Those questions, we can do better. We can do better because we've got specific questions for different types of ads, advanced options, just like before, create new form, just like before, form questions, just like before. So we got name, email, phone number. What's your time frame to buy is still there. But check this out. A couple things. There's a question specifically for new construction right there. Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? Phenomenal. So anytime I'm marketing new construction, whether whether I add it to my account as a listing, right? And that's the way I like to do it normally. It's just if it's a single family home, I apologize. Let's say there's a whole development, right? 34 single family homes. I would recommend add a home, right? Get permission, of course, talk to your broker, but I would rather add it as a listing, all right, that I'm borrowing to my listings to leads account and market it as a home. All right. Now, in the description, I might say new construction homes, 23 homes available in the new Whitney Oaks subdivision, prices ranging from 450,000 to 800,000, special builder incentives available. Put the fact that it's in a development in the description, but market it more as a home. And then check this out. When in my custom question, would you like me to send you current builder incentives? I might take off, do you have a home to sell? Or maybe one of the other questions. And now my ad, what's your time frame to buy? Would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? What would be most helpful right now? That is beautiful because they have to put something to how can you help them now? And they're most likely going to say yes to getting the builder incentives or specials. So now your follow-up, you got so much value that they have asked for, all right, that you can share with them. So you're going to, what are we trying to do? We're trying to increase our follow-up in our engagement, right? Getting a name, email, and phone number is good, but getting the answers to these other questions is even better. And even better than that is if we just think for a few seconds and go, what is my ad about? What questions would be most appropriate for my lead follow-up? Think of those questions as, we're not just asking questions for no reason. We're asking questions so that we can have better follow-up. Okie doke, and create ad. Now let's go do the cash offer and how to get the create form tab. Yeah, I'll show that again. It's just advanced options, create new form. Whether it's a listing, whether it's a landing page or a PDF guide, it's always the same thing. But I'll show that to you. I'll show that again. All right, let's go back to landing pages. Here's iBuyer, like cash offer, iBuyer, marketing tools, home value, same thing. All right, here we are, Facebook and Instagram ad. So it's going to drop us right into the ads. Location, like I mentioned before, right? Because it's not a listing, so you're going to have to add in the location. Folsom, Louisiana. I wonder if Folsom, Louisiana is. There we go. Now I can change that text. You saw the other examples. I can change this, and this can be a video, image or a video. Lifetime budget, $105. Go for 1 week. I'm going to turn off retargeting just because I want new leads coming in. And for those questions, create form right there, advanced options. There's the button, create new form. And I'm just going to open up the questions. And so for cash offer, name, email, and phone number, I want that. What's your time frame to sell? And check this out. Get your home's value and instant cash offer. Why do I do that? Because it's one thing for them just to click an ad, right? That they see it's not passive, but right. If you ask this question, they say yes, think of it as a double opt-in. So they looked at an ad about a cash offer, all right? They clicked it, so they took that action. Then they saw the question, get your home's value and instant cash offer with options, let me know, no thank you. Most of them are going to say, let me know. Of course they're going to say yes, because they just clicked an ad. But it like reinforces the fact that we're going to be getting this to them. So that's why I like to add that question here for a cash offer. And then I might even add, would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? And then I might turn this one off, because for a cash offer, this is talking about my listing presentation, my marketing plan. If it's a cash offer ad, you're mixing my messages. In fact, I might even take off what's your time frame to sell, because here I would leave it. Yeah, I'll leave it. What's your time frame to sell? Get your home's value and instant cash offer. Would you sell in the next one? And I'm telling you, I've seen ads and people are going, yes, yes. Remember, I showed you that one ad. She had 7 of 8. Another client who I put in the mastermind group, he had 7 of 16, which is still phenomenal. System wide, I see about 20, maybe 30% average, ranking the low to mid 20s% of people will say yes to that. But some are going to be, some are a lot higher, which is phenomenal. Man, can you imagine? What's your time frame to sell? Yeah, just thinking. Get your home value instant cash offer. Yes. Would you sell in the next 1 to 3 months if you got the right price? I think the replies are, in fact, you can always look at what the response options are. Maybe if it was the right price, no, I would not. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Create form. How to target Spanish speaking home? Put the ad in Spanish. Yeah. Put the ad in Spanish. I don't know that you can do targeting for Spanish people because of special housing ad category, but you just make sure the image and the text are all in Spanish. You'll be targeting Spanish people. Who is making the cash offers on these homes? And you have to set that up. Some companies have relationships with cash buyer programs, other people, right? Create ad. What I would do is a couple of things. One is I would get the services, right? Just type in cash offer in my area, open door. God, what's the other one? OfferPad, I think, allows agents to submit properties on the behalf of a homeowner, and you get paid if they buy it. So you get a commission off of that. I would also start getting into home buyer or home investor groups and start making relationships with local investors. I would do that as well. Here's an example of that ad as a video. Now the audio is not, but I just wanted to show you, right? So you can do total video in these ads, so images, videos. And the last one I want to show you is IDX. So custom list of homes for sale. And let's see here. So let me see if I can get this or not. ERINR at LakeNormanRealty.com. Aaron R. Lake Norman. My gosh. Norman Realty. I think I got that right. LakeNormanRealty.com. Perfect. All right. Property search, map search, open houses. Yeah, let's do open houses. That can be a good one. This could be price reduced. This could be homes with pools. This could be homes between 500 and 700,000. What I would do is try to figure out what's a really good selling part of the market, right? What is selling the most? So Aaron, what I'd recommend that you do is look at the home sales, right? And looking back in the last 3 to 6 months is a little bit of a misnomer because we're coming into the summer. And I don't know where you live. Well, I do know where you live. You live in Lake Norman. I just don't know Lake Norman. I don't know the buying, all that. I assume they like lakes. I've actually been on Lake Norman. It's actually warmer than I expected it to be. Warm water, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was at the end of summer or something. But regardless, beautiful lake. Love boating. Very popular on that lake. I assume a lot of people maybe in the area like to be on the lake or near the lake. But whatever it is, you want to find what is selling. All right. I don't want to get a custom list of homes for sale for 3 million and above when that part of the market is so small. So I always call it the meat of the market. Yeah. Look and find out, all right, what part of my market is selling really well, and then offer that as a custom list of homes for sale. So watch this. So we'll just do open houses, but again, everyone's market is going to be different. Normally you're going to do this on the back end of your website. Sometimes you can do it in the front end like I'm doing right here. And you're going to come in here and we'll be done. Give me like 5 more minutes and we'll be done. So we'll go to ads. You can do custom PDF guides, right? There's a lot of other, there's so many things you can do that we don't have I could be here for 6 hours. Create Facebook ad, custom, campaign name, Lake Norman, open houses, IDX, custom list. Lead ad. Always want that lead ad because it's so easy for people just to click through. Website. I'm going to hit fetch. I'm not going to expect much, but let's just see what happens. Yeah. If it was just a normal website, it would probably return something. Yeah, maybe not. Yep. Oh, probably because the Aaron R part. But anyways, it's no problem. Primary text. All right. Now I'm going to bring it. I always forget to do this, but I've got language that actually works and can be edited and modified for almost any area. And it does pretty well. And so I'm going to give it to you and I will actually put it into the chat. Here we go. Custom list. And I'm going to put this in the chat, although it's not going to be formatted at all properly. So you will see when I drop it in here, primary text. So that's just the start. And I'm say looking for a home with, and I could say with an open house, get a free list of homes near Lake Norman with an open house, update every 15 minutes with MLS. So don't edit what you don't need to edit and just edit what you do need, right? Like I'm doing right now. See homes with, now again, I don't know the Lake Norman area, so I can't really, I assume you guys got acreage, right? There's probably some homes. Now, I don't think you have mountains and desert views, but you've got lake access, I imagine. Pools and outdoor living, I assume you've got room for animals, toys, RVs, or a workshop. I assume you've probably got that. All right. Stop driving around and get this free list. Now, I like to use the little emoji pointing at the learn more button. And description, I might just say updated every 15 minutes directly from the MLS. Location, Lake Norman. I'm sure it's there somewhere. Maybe do NC. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. All right, North Carolina. Perfect. Lifetime budget, $70. I'm just working my way down. It'll go for 1 week. Now, upload image. I would either grab some images of the homes that are on that list that have a pool or that have an open house, or just grab some photos of other listings that have an open house. Use AI, right? If you're allowed to. This is the only time I like to do carousel. Normally, I don't like carousel ads, but when we're doing a custom list of homes for sale, pool homes, homes with acreage, horse properties, homes on the lake, right? Whatever it is, I like to show different price points and different styles. So I got two of the same right there, but you get my idea. You get my point, right? So let's say it's homes between 500 and 700,000. I might show a single story home, a 2-story home, a home with a pool, maybe a home without a pool, and maybe a home on the lake, because I want to attract the largest possible audience. And so normally if it was like a listing, I would not do carousel because people just start clicking. And then again, they see the large pictures of the home and then they go, oh, I don't really like the kitchen. But if you'd use our template, it's a little small thumbnail. So you get just they see there is a kitchen and they're more likely to click through because they can't see all the detail in that normal listing template. But for a custom list of homes for sale, they only need to see one picture to get their click, right? So on the listing, it's the other way around. I don't like the kitchen, no click. I don't like the backyard, no click. So when we use carousel for a listing, it's got the opposite effect. But when we're doing carousel for a custom list of homes for sale, right? All I need to see is one home and I'm clicking on it. Hopefully that made sense. All right. And again, I could have put a video here or whatever, but 3 to 5, you can do 5 images, Create new form button is right there. I got my form questions. So if you can I always double check what's your time frame to buy. In fact, this would be really good. Check this out. Do you have a home to sell? I might turn that one off. And I might, for custom list of homes for sale, there's 5 questions that are all repeated. And why would you do that? What's most important in your next home? What's most important in your next home? That question is repeated 5 times. Why? Because we got 5 different buyer profiles. And this might be a great use case for this question. So if you're a second home market, luxury high-end buyers, family move-offs, I don't really know, again, the Lake Norman buyer profile, but if one of these might be appropriate, check the reply options. So I can see here, This version is for family move up. This version is for downsizing. This version's for second home buyers. This version is for luxury. And the available responses are going to be predicated on the profile, on the buyer profile. So for your area, again, just, I'm not telling you to do this, I don't know, but I might do second home, where the responses are water views and boating access, check. Close to beach, trails, golf, I think probably a good check. Gated or resort community, check. Low maintenance or new construction homes, I would imagine that's a check. Open concept, entertaining, I'm sure there's some homes that meet that. Space for visiting family and guests, I would assume that. And then all or most of these. Create new form, and we're good. Create ad. Easy, right? Everybody good to go? I'm done. Again, we could be here for 6 hours going through this. Just keep in mind, don't mess around with location. Don't mess around with radius, especially in the beginning. Just generate leads. Okay. Just save yourself. You don't need to become a mad scientist of this. Once you start doing really well, then play around with things. But in the beginning, especially, get good at being consistent with your ad spend, and you're making sure you got ads running, right? Make sure you got enough budget. Make sure you're following up with your leads, right? Via those questions. All right. Because then you're going to find out, oh my God, life is a lot easier when I've got all of these questions, right? Just like what we saw. In fact, here, let me show you. If I go to the Mastermind group, here, and if I type in Facebook ads, check this out. Go to the search and type in Facebook ads, search, and right, you're going to see all sorts of good stuff. And here are the bad ones. So here's back to the bad ones that I was showing you a little bit earlier. And about questions, how to extend high performing Facebook ads, right? Short little video. Ad update. That's from December, when the lead asked for more information through Facebook lead ads. So here's an example, right? What's most important to you? Remember, we were talking about this. What's most important to you in your next home? Private backyard or outdoor living space? And this was from an actual lead. They said yes to price reduced homes for sale list, yes to be notified of similar listings, and backdoor outdoor lit. That would be me too. I love my backyard is my favorite part of the home. And so in my follow-up, what am I going to do? I see you'd like to get a list of price reduced homes for sale and also be notified when similar listings hit the market, and that you're really a backyard outdoor living is super important to you. Can you just give me a little bit more information about that? Are you looking for an outdoor kitchen? Would you like to build one? Are you looking for a pool? Give me some more information, because I want to make sure that I get you the best list of homes that meet what you're looking for. And so it just gives me a much stronger conversation with these people. There's over 20 questions available, right? For both sellers. I think 17 or 18 for sellers, over 20 for buyers. All right. Are we good to go? Can you modify an old, if it's doing really, I think the answer is yes. So here, let me just show you before we go. Yeah, these are all recorded. Aaron, things are starting to sink in. I get it. I totally get it. Hey, I totally get it. So let's just say here's an old ad. So if I go back here, right? Old ad, edit. But I will say, I would rather, if it's doing really well, I wouldn't touch it. I would just maybe do a different ad. I don't like to edit ads that much, because I don't know the average cost per lead. Because let's say this ad was coming in at $4.50 a lead, right? Downsizing guide for homeowners, $12 a lead. So let's say, because it's a seller, right? So $12 a lead. And then I go changing something in it, and then maybe it goes up to $13.50 a lead. Could I attribute it? Or maybe it goes down, right? Whatever. But can I attribute it to the change I made? Or is it because it's just getting played out? I don't really know. And so I don't really have good data anymore because I went and I edited an ad instead of just running a new one. Does that make sense? Now, if it happens right away, let's say I run an ad and I go, oh shit, you know what? I should have changed the question. No problem. Go just do what I'm doing right now. And you can do the same exact thing for an older ad, right? Create new form questions. And yes, whatever edit I make will update that live ad. Now, if the ad is already off, can't rerun it. But if it's still running, you can. But like I said, I don't like to unless it's just like in the first hour or so. And I've totally done that myself. I've totally run ads. And then I remember, oh my God, I totally had the wrong questions. But again, my wife is a lender, so she likes to have these custom questions for her as well. And I'll just do the ad without even thinking. And then I remember a half hour later, I'm like, oh, shoot, she wanted those questions. No problem, because the ad hasn't really run yet at that point. I changed it when I run it back to my personal website, that is, versus the website, the actual listing. You can, but sending people to your, yeah, you can. But, all right, everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time. If you got any questions for me or anything like that, get into the mastermind group, right? I want to hear the bad, the good, the ugly, the beautiful. I want to hear it all. So get into the mastermind group and let's share what we got going on so we can make everybody better and start getting deals. All right. With that, everybody have a great, the rest of your afternoon. I'll talk to you soon.